Imagine this. One simple tweet, no more than a handful of words, sent from a verified account with a blue checkmark. It looked real, sounded urgent, felt trustworthy, and yet, that tweet unleashed one of the largest coordinated scams this country had ever seen. What started as a single message quickly spiraled into chaos, leaving everyday people, corporations, and even government agencies scrambling to understand what had just happened. This is the story of how a single tweet triggered a nationwide scam, and why it could happen again. It was an ordinary afternoon. People were scrolling through their feeds, checking updates from celebrities, CEOs, and politicians. Then suddenly a tweet appeared. Came from a high-profile account, one followed by millions. The message was short, urgent, and enticing. It offered an opportunity that seemed too good to miss. "We're giving back to the community. Send us cryptocurrency and we'll double it. Limited time only." That's it. Just a few words. But it carried the authority of someone trusted. Within minutes, it began to spread like wildfire. Retweets multiplied. Screenshots went viral. The tweet didn't just sit in the digital world. It became a real-world problem almost instantly. Here's the question everyone asks. Why would anyone fall for something so obvious? But the truth is, scams don't spread because they're brilliant. They spread because they're believable at just the right moment. This particular tweet had three powerful ingredients. Authority, it came from a verified account. Urgency, the message made it sound like you had to act immediately. Greed mixed with trust, the promise of easy money, was backed by someone people admired or respected. When those three come together, rational thought shuts down. People act fast. And scammers know this. Within minutes, cryptocurrency wallets began receiving deposits. Thousands of dollars at first, then tens of thousands. By the time people started realizing something was wrong, it was too late. The money was gone. But this wasn't just a few unlucky individuals losing cash. Something bigger was happening. The tweet had cracked open a door for scammers everywhere. It was like dropping blood in the water. Suddenly, hundreds of copycat accounts and fake profiles rushed in. Each one was amplifying the scam, creating fake tweets, fake screenshots, fake testimonials. And people kept falling for it. By the end of the first day, it wasn't just about one tweet anymore. Entire cities were seeing posters, WhatsApp messages, and even local news warnings about the scam. But warnings were too slow. Once people saw that a famous name had endorsed the deal, they were hooked. Banks reported unusual transaction spikes. Crypto exchanges flagged thousands of suspicious transfers. And still, the scammers were one step ahead, moving funds across wallets, hiding trails, laundering money in ways that made it nearly impossible to recover. This wasn't just theft, it was mass manipulation. And the scariest part, it was all triggered by a single hacked account. Behind the headlines were real people. A retiree who lost her life savings. A student who thought he'd finally found a way to pay off debt. A small business owner who transferred funds in the hope of doubling it and keeping his company afloat. Each of them believed the message. Each of them thought they were dealing with someone trustworthy. And each of them learned too late that they were caught in a trap. Law enforcement agencies moved quickly. The FBI, cybersecurity firms, and blockchain analysts joined forces. They traced wallet addresses, tracked IPs, and followed the money. But what they uncovered was even more chilling than the scam itself. This wasn't just one person behind a computer. It was a coordinated effort. Multiple hackers working together, using sophisticated tools to take over high-profile accounts. Some accounts were compromised through phishing emails. Others through SIM swapping attacks that gave hackers access to text-based login codes. Once inside, they had the keys to trusted voices, and they used them to manipulate millions. This wasn't just about stolen money. It was about trust. If a single tweet could cause this much damage, what about a tweet announcing a fake national emergency? What about a tweet that spread false financial news, crashing markets within minutes? The implications were terrifying. Social media wasn't just entertainment anymore, it was infrastructure. And infrastructure could be weaponized. In the aftermath, platforms scrambled to tighten security. Multi-factor authentication was rolled out more aggressively. Verification systems were restructured. And yet, even today, the same vulnerabilities remain. Because at the end of the day, no matter how secure a system is, humans are still the weak link. If you can trick a person into handing over their password, or clicking the wrong link, or believing a fake message, you don't need to break into a vault. They'll open the vault for you. This wasn't just one scam or one day in history. It was a glimpse into the future of cybercrime. The line between digital scams and real-world chaos has blurred. And the scariest part could happen again tomorrow. Because scams aren't just about technology, they're about psychology. They prey on trust, fear, urgency, and greed. And as long as those human emotions exist, scammers will keep finding ways to exploit them. In the weeks that followed, the scam became the subject of congressional hearings, national debates, and global conversations. How could something so simple cause so much damage? And who should be held accountable? The hackers, the platforms, or the users who clicked too quickly? The truth was, blame was everywhere. And while regulators discussed new rules and platforms promised reforms, the victims were still left picking up the pieces. Billions of dollars had been stolen across the country. And even more frightening, billions of people around the world realized they were just one message away from losing everything. So here's the truth. One tweet can change everything. One message, one moment of misplaced trust, can ripple across an entire nation. And in an age where information travels faster than ever before, we can't afford to be careless. The next time you see an offer that feels urgent, that feels too good to be true, ask yourself, who benefits if I click? Because as this story proves, the difference between keeping your money safe and watching it vanish can come down to a single decision in a single second. This was how a single tweet triggered a nationwide scam. And if we're not careful, it won't be the last time.